truth. We want the truth and more. Global Ghost Hunt. Can you hear that call? If there's something in the silence, we'll drag it through the wall. Night vision glow. Boots on cracked stone. Global Ghost Hunt. GGH live. Across the map, we arrive. Yeah. Lights down, mics up, goosebumps on my skin. Ask who's in the dark, then the voices check in. From the basements, castles, attics that creep, we connect that fear, turn it all to a beat. Hey, GGH live. Let the ghosts go hard, from the east to the west. Every backyard, we worldwide. Feel the veil grow thin. If you're brave, tune in. Let the hunt begin. Hey, GGH live. Yeah, we all one team, bringing chills, bringing truth, bringing back your dreams. From the noise in the halls to the names we call. Global Ghost Hunt, we answer them all. Yeah, call in, log on, you can ride with the crew. Got believers, skeptics, all asking what's true. Different flags on the chat, same shiver inside. Different stories of loss, same need to find. GGH live. Let the ghosts go hard, from the north to the south. Every backyard, we worldwide. Feel the veil grow thin. If you're brave, tune in. Let the hunt begin. GGH live. Yeah, we all one team, bringing chills, bringing truth, bringing back your dreams. From the noise in the halls to the names we call. Global Ghost Hunt, we answer them all. Yeah. Global Ghost Hunt.
What's up, everybody? I love doing that. Welcome back to GGH Live, Global Ghost Hunt's premiere and only podcast. I'm your host, Matt, Paranormal Consultant, and we are going to have a lot of fun tonight. Trust me, we're going to have a lot of fun because of the team that's joining us. They're a lot of fun. I know firsthand. But first of all, I want to obviously thank our sponsors over at Deluxe Subs. It's coming. It's there. Deluxe Subs, and of course, Health Empowers You. Guys, we all know the paranormal takes a lot out of us physically and mentally. Well, that's why we have Deluxe Subs and Health Empowers You to help you out. Go check it out. Links are somewhere. I'm not going to give any hints because the algorithm doesn't like that, but I will let you know they are somewhere. You can also check out a bunch of different links we have down there. Amazing things, but we're running a little late tonight, I know, because we had some technical problems, as normal. It happens. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to first also thank everybody who joined us for our memorial episode for our brother Raymond. Had a lot of people watching, a lot of people shared out. Thank you guys so much. And I know the Newsom family, along with the GGH admin staff, we really, really appreciate you guys. And we're going to continue to do exactly what we said and continue Raymond's legacy. So thank you guys so much. So tonight, guys, I am really excited for this one because we said before, GGH Live is looking for teams and locations to join the show. And I think within 10 minutes, I got a message from this team, and I was super excited. I was hoping they would message me first, mainly because I believe last year was their first year with Global Ghost Hunt. They're returning again, and these guys are an amazing group. They're a lot of fun to hang out with. They have a lot of passion for the field. So please, guys, join me in welcoming Lost Souls Paranormal. Lost Souls, what is up? Welcome. This is your second year, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I was like, I wanted to say it was the second. Last year, you guys made your debut, and I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun to watch. It was a lot of fun to watch. You guys had an amazing location. It was absolutely beautiful. You guys had everything. You were getting responses. You had technical problems. You had things going great for you. Um, just everything. Everything was going great. So why don't, for those who don't know you guys, go ahead and give a quick introduction of you and your team.
All right, well, my name is Beth Mortis. I am the co-founder of Lost Souls Paranormal Investigations.
Mike Mortis, I'm her husband, cameraman, jack of all trades, master of none.
Great cameraman too.
I'm Jackie Marsh. I am sensitive, medium psychic, and love to have fun with this group. We have a great time.
We do.
My name is Dwayne Flint, member, skeptic, debunker, believer, all around. I do whatever they need.
Fair enough.
Wayne
Now,
and Jackie are OGs from when we first started the group.
that's awesome. And you guys are somewhere special tonight. You want to give a little teaser?
Yes, so we are currently sitting in a 200-year-old building. This was the home of Henry and Mary King. They came here from Suffield, Connecticut in 1818. They were not married at the time they came here, but their families were friends, and they wound up getting married after they got here. They wound up becoming a very prominent, they were almost like a power couple in Tully, New York. And Henry was the postmaster for over 30 years. He was the town supervisor twice. His wife, Mary, which is still mind-blowing to me, Thomas and I have found hundreds of documents up in the attic here. And through these documents, I have come to realize that Mary did all the accounting for their businesses, which in the early and mid 1800s, unheard of. Women didn't do that. But she was obviously a very driving force, not only in their family, but in their businesses as well. Their children all became very successful. It's kind of cool. In some of these documents, I found a letter from their son Charles to his father asking for $500 so he could go west for the gold rush to see if he could find gold. And, it's stuff you read about in history books and things, but to see and hold in your hand a letter that was written this long ago, I think it was 1850 or 1851, and a lot of these letters look like they were written yesterday, which is just mind-blowing. You pull out this piece of paper that's 175 plus years old. One of the letters that I went up on, I think it was my third trip up in the attic, the letter is written, because back then everybody dated their correspondence, which is great for my purposes because I know exactly when it's from. The letter is dated, I think it was December 1826. It's a 200-year-old handwritten letter.
That's incredible.
I know. So the house we're in was Henry and Mary's house that Henry had built. And this is the original part of the building. They wound up building a bigger house a little further down. And when Henry died in 1853 at the age of 56, his wife lived until 1888 or 89. And once they were both gone, their son inherited the house. And it wound up being sold at public auction. And a man who was a doctor in Tully, New York, he had moved out to Wisconsin, but he had been a doctor here for, I think, 17 years. And he was really passionate about wanting a Masonic lodge. Mm-hmm. He was big, he had a lot of friends that were Masons and whatnot. And so I found letters from the attic where he is literally begging the attorneys for the estate to buy this building so he can add on and make it into a Masonic lodge. And he did eventually do that. I think he bought the building for, I want to say $15,000, but he added on, so it effectively more than doubled the size of the structure. So this structure total now is about 15,000 square feet. And the quote unquote newer section was completed in 1920. It's been the school burnt down I believe in the early 1930s or so, and this was the school for about a year. It was the library at one point. It served a multitude of functions.
And it's still an active Masonic lodge.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I know we've seen who was it? I think Rootless Destinations, I believe, did a Masonic Lodge last year. I always find it very interesting with teams that are able to go in and do these Masonic lodges because, as most of us know, the Masons are very secretive. They're not known to be, hey, come check this out. So it's really cool to have that opportunity. Now, have you guys investigated? For those who don't know, have you guys investigated this location before?
And ironically enough, so a couple years ago, I was looking for a place kind of local to us. Because it's great, going to the Conjuring House and stuff, but that was 6+ hours one way for us. And I wanted something local, so I Googled like paranormal investigations in central New York or something like that. And I found Haunted Tully Lodge, and I was like, oh, cool. And it was reasonably priced, so I booked it. Well, I didn't know at the time that I was the very first person to ever book it. And so we came here a whole bunch of times. We wound up becoming friends with Thomas, who ran the paranormal investigations. And we wound up asking him to join the group. And then at the 1890 house last fall, when you were there, Thomas comes up to me and says, oh, I'm thinking about going away a little further to school. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to tell me like I can't be in the group anymore because I'm moving away. And I'm like, okay. And he said, so I was wondering if you would run the lodge. And I was like, what? He said, let me think about it. Yes. Why would you think I have to think about that? So it's just kind of awesome the way it came full circle. We went from just being a customer to now we're running the lodge, which is really awesome.
And see,
So
This is where we were featured on Global Ghost Hunt.
yes,
The
this was our
investigation was
location.
here.
and let me tell you, folks, if you missed it, go back and then come back for this event because you do not want to miss it. It is absolutely stunning. And you said about the 1890 house, which I'm going to give a little. We haven't announced it formally yet, but that's where we're going. The consultants will be there. And I have never in my life seen two beautiful, beautiful buildings in my life. I mean, I've seen a lot of places. I've been to a lot of places, and they all have their own beauty, but I don't think they've really left me speechless besides the Haunted Tully Lodge, watching you guys investigate that. I was mesmerized. Being at the 1890 house, I remember standing outside going, that's pretty. And the USS North Carolina. But that investigation was a lot of fun. And I got to learn some things, and I know you guys will too. So please go back and go check them out from last year, and then come back again this year to watch Lost Souls. You definitely don't want to miss it. I did not know that, Vicky. Vicky says that Ruben, one of her members, is a Mason. That's cool. That is cool. And Susan shared out. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate you guys. And audience, if you have any questions for Lost Souls, by all means, let me know. Say something. I'll put it up. I don't care. They don't care either. That's what they're here for.
Okay.
So let me ask you guys this. So being a Masonic Lodge and the mix of history that is there, do you think it being a Masonic Lodge has helped the haunted activity? Has it made it more active, less active, no different? Like, what do you think it really plays into effect?
I don't think we get a lot of activity from like previous Masons. We did have one confirmed death in the building. Back in 1980, a Mason named Roy Cruz was in a meeting, literally in the midst of a meeting, and he gave a speech. And when he went to sit down, he was all pale and sweaty, and he said to the guy next to him, that really took a lot out of me. And the guy was like, yeah, but you did a great job. And then Roy keeled over dead. He had a heart attack. So we do have that confirmed death, but most of the time it's the King family for sure. that come through. Mary King especially, she really, really loves to communicate.
And she's a little bit taken aback about the fact that the home that she had is a Mason's
I wasn't
lodge.
going to mention that, but yes, I have questioned her as to whether she's happy, and was not an affirmative response.
Be careful
So-
what you bring up.
Exactly.
Well-
We found that out here.
Try to, promote the history of the home, because for 95 years prior to being a Masonic lodge, it was a home. And so I've done a lot of research on the family. They're just a fascinating family, and I started a family tree in the ancestry.com, and because I want to know about the family. I think it's important to do that.
The heritage is here, and I mean, like she said, he ran a barter store. He was the postmaster, town supervisor. He held the paper for mortgages in this area to the tune of, like,
In today's money, it
Millions
was
of dollars,
$4.28 million that he held mortgages for other people for.
in this area. I mean, they were extremely affluent family and gave to the community.
Oh, and see, that's awesome. I love hearing stories about that. I did see. I'm going to take a side note real quick. I saw Brian John. He reacted to this video. So Brian, I know you're lurking around somewhere. Come say hi. I'm going to call you out. So this is the Haunted Tully Lodge, guys. For those of you just joining us, and I have to say, one of the most, I don't want to say funniest, but it was entertaining for me, was the basement. I've always wanted to ask you guys this. What are the reports down in the basement, or was it just kind of one of those, let's just go down and see what happens. Let's be creepy about it.
Down in the basement, and it's the original basement, so there are two, and it's the one that's original to the house. And Thomas had said something about somebody telling him there was a body buried there. Somehow he had come to be of the opinion that there was a body buried there. So I think it was Jolene had dowsing rods, and one of us said, okay, if that's true, can you cross them? And they did cross. And I said, okay, if somebody is buried, can you point to where they are? And the dowsing rods literally went, whoop. And I've twice in flashlight sessions since then asked Mary, because, what are the odds there's really a body buried there? But I've twice asked Mary in flashlight sessions, is that really true? And twice she said yes.
Oh, wow.
Thomas tells me I can dig if I want.
I was just going to ask if he actually found someone to dig. I know we were.
That would be me.
We'll help.
I got some good helpers here. We're all on board.
Well, I know he said something about doing electrical, and I'm just like, I'll do some electrical work. I don't care.
The Masonic sign is still not working, so come on down, or up in your case. I'm sure there are more documents up in the attic that we could find too.
See, you guys know better because you've met me in person, but don't tempt me. Like we said during the one show, and we taught Brian, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna do it. So let me ask this then. So as far as some of the activity, we've seen a lot with last year's Global Ghost Hunt. You guys got a lot of different responses. What's the typical type of haunting and evidence we should be able to expect this year, or hopefully expect, I should say?
Say it's definitely intelligent. I mean, just from my perspective, every time I come here, I do a flashlight session with Mary, and I ask a multitude of questions, and it's not like the flashlight's coming on every single time I ask a question. There are no answers as well, where it does nothing.
Yep.
So I do believe that there is, at least to a degree, intelligent hauntings here.
We get responses using dead bell, where they'll hit it twice for no and once for yes. We get a lot of interaction. I remember the last time we did the Global Ghost Hunt, and we were getting ready to go on, and I was just setting up my bell in the stairwell over here, and it just would not stop. It would not stop. It's like it would not wait. The spirit would not wait until we were going on. So I'm like, okay, listen, you're gonna wear out the charge on it. So I went upstairs and I turned it off. And we we're sitting down here in the dining room, and all of a sudden I heard the bell go off again. I went back upstairs to check. That was on. That dead bell was turned on, so those spirits wanted to communicate. It's like, mm-mm. So there's a lot of activity here. They want to interact with us. I think they enjoy interacting and communicating, and they really like the way that we're positive. And sometimes we get a little silly, but you know, that's who we are. We're upbeat and we're positive, you know.
The team works really well together. They mesh really well. They play off of one another, not just in professional, but you know they have fun, and I think it interacts well with the spirits, and allows for a lot of activity that we have. I mean, the Global Ghost Hunt is 1 hour, and you know you've got television shows that film for days to get that 1 hour of caption, and the activity we have is because of the respect we treat the spirits with, and we go in there with being responsible.
Positive energy.
Positive
Yes, a
energy
lot of good
and,
energy.
and a good team, a very good team that got this put together.
I will agree 120% with that. I've investigated with a lot of different people. I've ran my own teams. The camaraderie you guys have is motivating. I love it. I love the clique you guys have from Gettysburg to the 1890 house. I mean, even a public investigation we did. You guys were very professional, but you had fun while you were doing it, and that's more my speed. That's what I like to do. And what I really liked is, especially when we had the public there, you were, I don't want to say baby feeding the information, but you were dulling it down enough that you weren't technical. You explained it very well, and you gave them an opportunity to talk as well. And you could definitely see the fun. You could definitely see the fun. So I absolutely love
Not only does Beth, you know, help to run the Tully Lodge and now completely run the Tully Lodge, but we're available to interact, and she's being a little bit modest, but she's also on the board of directors for the 1890 house and also conducts the investigations there now with her team. So, and that's a big part of it is it's not just the ability to go in and host these events because we're interested in the paranormal. It's to be able to generate funds to keep these places open and going. The 1890 house, she's done the mansion on James Street. Her group is kind of exclusive there. And obviously running the stuff here at the Tully Lodge. And then we have other investigations, you know. We're going to be doing the, you know, for the Global Ghost Hunt, we are doing this location again. And then we have a second location, which we can share with you in a moment if you like.
And we do appreciate you, Matt, going to 1890 House as part of GGH. So the more we can get exposure and, you know, do the public events, that house needs a lot of repairs. And because it's a historical building, we need a new roof. And the roof has to be slate. And it is going to cost us over $1 million just for the roof. And we don't have $1 million, so, you know, we do all these different things trying to raise money.
There's all kinds of fundraisers and stuff like that, but I mean, the exposure and
Yes.
as you know from experience, the activity there is fantastic and being respectful and understanding the history of the building and what that does. It's just an amazing opportunity to be able to share and understand the grandeur by filming there, but to put money back into the community and back into that structure, so it's there for many generations to see.
And Mr. took it right out of my mouth, took the words right out of my mouth. Bringing more awareness, exactly what we're here for. And you're 100% right. This is what we do. This is why I've said before, this is why I love the Global Ghost Hunt. You know, there's multiple reasons, but the two main ones for me, bringing teams to the spotlight, bringing them out, showing them what they can do, showing their passion, coming together in a community, 100%. But the locations as well. I want to know years down the road, once I'm a part of the paranormal, and I can haunt the Wicked Queen because I'm gonna. That's happening. I have a list. Brian, I think you're up to like 4 or 5 right now. Just FYI, he's on my list. Um, but keeping these locations around so my daughter can investigate, my grandkids, my great grandkids, and
You asked, you asked why we're coming back. This is exactly why, is the community spirit and what you're promoting. And the
and
respect you have for your team members and the field and everything you're doing, and we're happy to be a part of that.
And trust me, we are really happy to have you guys. I think I jumped down in my seat when I saw the email that you guys were joining back up. I was like, yay! I was like, where are they going? And I'm like being nosy. But yeah, when the 1890 house was offered, little side note, guys, but the 1890 house was offered, graciously offered, for me and the Wicked Queen to come up and investigate for GGH. I was like, let me think. Yes. How much? I'll be there. What day? Let's go. And I didn't even ask her. I was like, hey, by the way, this day we're going. We're going. And Pretzels, the para princess, I was like, yeah, you're coming too, by the way. Like, don't make plans, ladies. We're making it a fun trip. Uh, so I want to switch gears. I do that a lot, guys. I want to talk to Dwayne real quick. So we talk about all the evidence that we find and all these experiences and amazing experiences that we have at the Haunted Tully Lodge and at the 1890 house. But I want to talk to you. What have you found that you were able to debunk or even maybe verify? What kind of evidence over at the Haunted Tully Lodge?
Well, there are exterior sounds come from outside, structural sounds like the heating. Sometimes that might sound like it's potentially in the room with you. You kind of have to have some experience with this kind of stuff, knowing what it sounds like. My entire life, I've heard house sounds. So, and having a little bit of knowledge, but not professional knowledge of like carpentry or even plumbing or wiring like that. There's a sound in here, even earlier today, that gets recorded as a bump. And I'm like, well, do you have like pipes in the walls that might have, say, air in them or something? I have to throw these out. Whether what I'm trying to debunk and the way I'm trying to debunk it is ends up being valid or not, there are questions that I feel need to be asked because I'd prefer to have legitimate evidence that cannot be debunked, and so we can present it to the public and show them what we experience, and hopefully get them to come and experience it too.
100%. 100%. Now we do have some new teams signing up for the Global Ghost Hunt. There will be some spotlight teams that we're seeing for the first time. What kind of advice do you have for them for debunking? Like, what kind of things should teams do?
Well, I mean, you can either do it with your knowledge or your ears, your regular senses, or one of the little devices, I can't think of what it's called. Well, it picks up like the EMF off of wiring. It looks like a pen. In the past, I've used that. It beeps. You go up to an outlet or a
Volt
wire on
stick.
the wall. I've used those on. We picked up, say, a K2 keeps on going off. Why does it keep on going off? Well, there's a light 3 feet from it. Well, you think, well, 3 feet from it, that's not going to affect it. I walk over that pen, and yeah, it does affect it. So we got to move our K2 and test that area separately, see if we get the same evidence.
I can tell you something that Dwayne was involved with. We were looking at debunking. We were at a private investigation about 3 weeks ago. Beth was standing in front of these folding doors in a bedroom, and we were interacting and asking questions of spirit and getting EVP. And all of a sudden, she felt the doors behind her move like this, and then twice. Well, when we were done investigating, we said, well, we want to debunk that and make sure that it's actual, why is it moving? Well, the owner of the house was downstairs and he went out through the door downstairs. So we were just wondering, that have been the force of the door, maybe moving the other doors behind her?
That and there's pressure changes when the door
Yep.
opens.
Right, so we actually went, and Dwayne was suggesting we should do this and double check it, right? So that's what we did. And then we went and played back EVP, and in our recording, Beth was saying, well, I feel those doors just moved behind me twice. And Dwayne said, well, it could be the door downstairs, and then we have an EVP saying, no. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, if the spirits are saying no, I mean, you can't. How do you argue?
They don't always tell the truth, and
Yeah.
that's actually one of the questions I generally ask, are you telling the truth?
But then tell the truth about that.
Yeah, you tell the truth about not telling the truth. That's the truth.
But I know exactly what you're talking about, Dwayne, and I know it by two names: either a volt stick or a volt pen. I know exactly what you're talking about, and it is a great electrical tool, guys. Absolutely great. Um, yeah, let me ask: do you guys use a stud finder too, as well? Because I used to have them.
That's a good idea. I should try that. I have one at home. I haven't thought about that one.
So, for those of you playing the home game, stud finders, what they do is they don't look for gorgeous looking guys. It would never go off around me. I probably forget the batteries anyway. But what they do is they look for studs in the walls, what you hang pictures off of, stuff like that. Now, from a construction background, they usually run piping or electrical around those studs. So, get a hit, throw up a stud finder, see if you can find it. If you don't have a volt stick or a voltmeter, but yeah. So, what about what else around the haunted Tully Lodge, Dwayne? Have you been able to debunk or maybe even validate?
Much here. I technically only investigated here once, and that was the first time we all came. Um, see, no debunking. I did witness the flashlights, one of the flashlight sessions that I think we were all there, and then later on, Beth went up and did her own, which got even more evidence. We picked up a pretty good EVP in the basement too. I don't
Maybe
recall.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as at that time debunking, no, but I mean, we've been here for a meeting today and I tried debunking things we were witnessing at that time.
Footsteps, we were hearing footsteps.
There's footsteps, also could be some, a raccoon, who knows?
In the meeting room.
They could be
There's somebody
stealthy.
in the meeting room.
Yeah, no raccoons in the meeting room.
There was
Hi,
food.
Mackenzie.
You guys ever feel like you're being watched? The Wiki Queen's joined.
I,
I was just getting yelled at because I was talking about her.
I was told by my 10-year-old that I was being talked about.
What?
He was talking that you were his personal stud finder.
Go ahead, say it again. Give me bonus points. Help. Apparently, you're my personal stud finder.
Yeah.
See, good call. Ew.
And that sounded like an EVP. You heard the whispery sound?
She rips the thing. It's ridiculous.
No, we were saying about when we were offered to go to the 1890. I was like, yeah, there's no choice. We're going. Yeah, she's agreeing. So.
But you asked, and Dwayne kind of answered being responsible, when you're looking at older locations and stuff like that, and with whether it's knob and tube or even the older tar wrap wire and stuff like that, EMF activity could be greater. So you're just debunking that by wondering why K2 is going off and just ensuring that.
Yeah, even rain on the roof can make things sound like paranormal.
Barometric pressure, wind. We've heard trains go by. A lot of things. A lot of things can make things sound creepy.
Stomach noises.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
There's been times that I thought we caught like a demon on an EVP. Somebody's stomach.
They forgot to label it.
And we try to share that
Yeah, we
so-
say stomach.
Been there,
Sometimes not so nice. Well,
been there, done that way too many times. So we'll backtrack and so what brought you guys to the Globe Ghost Hunt in the first place? Let's go there before we talk about this year, but let's talk about last year.
Jolene found GGH for us, and from a personal standpoint, I love interacting with other people who do what we do, because you can talk about shared experiences. What kind of equipment do you like? Oh, really? I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. Places that you've both been. I know, I don't know if it's cliche, but the whole para-unity thing, but it's true, I like watching other teams investigate, and I think it gives you a chance to maybe learn some new techniques, because maybe they're doing stuff that you never even thought of doing. And it's like, why didn't I ever think of that? So, all of that.
And I think we were a relatively newly formed group, and we're reaching out to get to know other
Yeah.
groups out there, to get out there and,
And this, this group was first formed 2 years ago this month. And to think about how far we've come in just 2 years. We went from nobody knew who we were to we've met so many people, excuse me, been so many places. If you'd asked me 3 years ago, hey Beth, are you gonna go to the Conjuring House? I would have been like, what? Not that I wouldn't have wanted to go, I just would have thought that would have been out of my reach,
Of
you
course.
know? And to meet all these people that have the same interests and all the people in our group, we really are like a family. I call them my ghost fam because they are. We're not just a bunch of people that investigate together. We really are like a family.
Yeah.
And GGH, you guys are all like a family, you and Brian John and, all the different people that I watch on your podcasts and stuff, Mama
Tribute to
Newsom.
Raymond.
Yeah,
Just the
so,
way, you just care. And that's what makes the groups good.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we've been through a lot for the past 4 years. I think this is the fourth year we've been doing Global Ghost Hunt. And I remember completely when Brian brought the idea of Global Ghost Hunt to my attention. And I don't even think I even had to think about it. It's like Parapost Network Central. I was sitting there and he told me all about this, and it's like emphatically yes. Like, why wouldn't I? Like I said on a show I just did yesterday, actually. It's all about the community. I don't care about myself. I don't care about me getting out there. It's about getting the community out there. It's about sharing and having some fun and doing all this and that. And the Global Ghost Hunt continues to do that. And you talk about learning. I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I'm still learning. I've learned with you guys. I learned with Abyss Paranormal, Rootless Destinations, Caught in the. I learned from everybody. You always see something new, and when I was asked to be an admin of the Global Ghost Hunt, I've been proud in my life, but that's up there. You know what I mean? Like, there was no doubt in my mind. And meeting folks like yourselves and everybody else I've met along the way, this journey, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And I will continue to be a part of it as long as Brian doesn't get tired of me. Get tired of my antics. So what brought you back then this year?
well, we had such a great time the first time around. Why wouldn't we come back this year, It was a great experience, and now this year we're gonna do 2 locations, so double the fun.
So there are some teams out there, and they do come to me periodically, and they're saying, you know what, I don't have a professional team. I don't have all the equipment. I'm on the fence about joining Global Ghost Hunt. What would you guys say to them?
So for me, my favorite piece of equipment is a mag light.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend a couple $100 or more on specialized equipment, I love the mag light. They know how to manipulate it and turn it on and off. And yes, we use REM pods and different things like the dead bell,
voice recorders.
voice recorders.
Well,
Yeah.
there's something, when we do our public events, one of the first things I tell people when we sit down before we actually start the investigation is they personally, them and their bodies are the best equipment you can have. You can have all these gadgets, but you can see, feel, hear, taste. It's just your emotions can change in an investigation. Start with yourself, work yourself out from there. Flashlights, recorders, simple stuff like that. I would say for flashlights you have 2. One for seeing and one for investigating. So you'll have your mag light or whatever for the investigation part. And always have your recorder. Then work on to your EMF detectors. And then you can work into all your fancy stuff that most of us don't even use. I couldn't even tell you how to use it.
But I mean, if you're with a team, share your experience, because
Exactly.
communication is key.
Right.
So that everybody understands, not everybody feels the same thing, not everybody senses the same thing. We have people that are like Dwayne and Jackie, which are way more sensitive. I came out of this highly skeptical, and that helps with the debunking end of it. But it's opened my eyes to the potential too.
100%. 100%. I love skeptics. I used to actually look for skeptics when I was recruiting. Problem was a lot of times these skeptics were only skeptical for so long. They have that one experience,
Yep.
and it's like, go ahead, explain that one, and not too skeptical anymore. Now, what about you guys have a unique opportunity to also talk to these locations. There are locations out there, like we've talked about, who need help, who have activity, or who just have activity and they want to, get their names out there. What's your suggestion to them?
Well, are you talking like people that want their business or their home investigated, or?
There, just like with the teams, I have had a couple of locations approach me saying, you know what, I've heard about the Global Ghost Hunt, I've seen it, I'm on the fence. I don't know whether I should do it or not, because as most business people know, there's good publicity and there's also bad publicity. A lot of people are kind of on joining an event like this with the paranormal.
Well, so we have had instances. Myself, I have magnets on the cards. I have our team or group name on them. And I get one of two responses most of the time. I would say 90% of the time, it's, wow, that's really cool. Can you tell me more? Do you have a card? Where's your Facebook? What's your TikTok or whatever? And then we also have the ones that think we're all going to hell and we're possessed by demons.
I love those people.
So, yeah, I would say don't let the negative people stop you. You're never going to make everybody happy. Everybody has an opinion, and it's their opinion, and they're entitled to it. It's my belief, though, that you're not entitled to cram your opinion down my throat. But I'm sure you've had instances yourself where people have probably been like, oh, you do that. But, I would say also, if you are aware of a group in your area, reach out to them. And whether you want to become a part of them or you just want advice, any of us would be happy to talk to anybody.
Yeah, it's a good community.
Yeah. Always be respectful, be patient, and treat it like an interview. Like in a job interview, you're not just applying for the job, but they're trying to convince you to work there. So it kind of goes both ways. You don't want to get into a situation where it's going to be hard to deal with for anybody. And just try to find people that meld. We just got lucky. We just got personalities that just click.
Speaking of,
He does have a good team, and it does meld well.
And this is from people that never met each other.
Yeah, we had, other than Mike and I, of course. But we actually met when
Stud finder.
Yeah. We met 4 or 5 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah, through
'Cause it
another
was-
group.
Yes, through another group, and none of us knew each other, and we all had been investigating kind of on our own, but this was the first time that we were part of a group, an organized group. And then, 2 years ago, I was like, hey, I really like these people, but I want to take them with me. I just wanted to be able to do our own thing, because we have our own unique blend of not only personalities, but the way we do things, I've seen groups where they'll sit there with a spirit box. What is your name? Did you say Fred? Ed? And, we're not like that at all. We talk like I'm talking to you right now, and sometimes we're we joke and we laugh and we'll say, so who do you like better, Jackie or me? Please say me. It's me, right?
Now, don't be mistaken though, we're not all jokesters. We do get serious when it's time to be serious.
Sure.
There are certain times, we've had incidences where we've had to take charge of a situation where we've had sensitive people being abused by the paranormal, so to speak, and you have to be assertive in those times. And still got, when you're being assertive, you still have to be respectful because you don't want to ruin the situation. You want everybody to still have that experience, even the paranormal side. So it's, we just have to, I don't know, where was I going with that? Explainable.
We have fun. We enjoy being with each other, and we respect the energies that are around us. And people are people, whether you're in this side of the plane or on the other side of the plane.
100%. And I've seen that switch flip with firsthand with you guys, both at the Haunted Tully Lodge last year's event and at the 1890 house, and it's really cool. It's really cool to watch, and they are. And speaking of meshing well, I need to get you guys in contact with this guy right here. This is Scott Morton, Mr. Fedora, Mr. Fedorable, from Warren Area Society of Paranormal, WASP, up in Warren, PA. What's up, brother? Okay. I mean, he's not wrong. You know, Scott, you would have loved Monday's show. Aaron, Wicca Queen, and Mr. took about a 15-minute break from Raymond's Memorial to pick on me. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. But no, you guys got to meet up with Scott. He's another. He has a great team. Great team.
Be in Gettysburg again. Unfortunately, it's 6 days after the last of GGH, but we will be in same farmhouse we were at last year, October 9th through the 12th.
Oh, there you go, Scott. Road trip. Come on, Scott.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how much time constraint you said, but they want to do a little bit of a tour. Did you want to
Yep.
walk the laptop around?
I was
Sure.
just going to say, if you guys would like, show us a little bit about, and for those who are just joining us, that we are at the they're at the Haunted Tully Lodge. It was a residential home and now a Masonic lodge as well. So there's a whole mix of different history there.
So I'm
So
gonna
I-
have
so
to
I-
rely on you to tell me if I'm aiming at the ceiling or not, but I'll try not to.
All right, I'm going to go full screen here for you guys. There you go.
Okay, so can you see the ballroom?
Yep, you're all set.
So part of it is blocked off right now because there's a spinning class, but this is the main ballroom area. And I will take you on a little trip over here. Oh, thank you. If you could get the stage door, please. Yeah, sure. So we're headed for the stage right now, and this is where we get a lot of activity. And in here, I'm to your left. You're still not on the ceiling, right?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
We're good.
It's okay.
Oh, I lost camera.
Well, because it's dark. Hang on. There you go.
No.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, now we're good. We're good.
Okay. So this is the stage area. We get a ton of activity here. Here's one of our greatest fans right here. It's a quiet guy. But this is the area where last year we had REM pods. I have a bear that's an EMF bear, and it was just all going off at once on this table, which was really cool.
Yeah, this is where we got the EVP where it's telling you not to move the light or not to move the candles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attempt the basement under the stage because I would break my neck going down there.
That's fair.
But,
Give some surprises for the event.
You don't want them investigating me on GGH, or at least I don't. So do you want to see where the body's buried?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's find out more.
Okay. All right, let me get out my key. Two hands, one on each. Yep.
Like this.
Yep.
Oh, see, that's
There
already
we
too
go.
complicated for me.
Tell me about it. Trying to get in, use the two hands, and then turn off the alarm before the police come. It's challenging, both.
Well, if the police show up, you could always do what I've done before and ask them to join you.
Well, I'm not sure what their attitudes are around here, but there are some, yes, that would. Can you get it? And yep, it's below. There you go. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try to. Nope, right in front of you. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. Yep. Yes. Okay, we're gonna go down in the murder basement. And last year on GGH, I was coming down in front of Mike and Thomas, and I was so focused on watching them and telling them, watch what you're doing on the stairs, that I fell down the stairs. Because I was trying to go down backwards, and I was the one that wound up almost taking a header. So this
Brings back
is the,
memories.
yes. So this is supposedly where the body is, down here.
Lost camera again.
Oh, real? Oh, you know what? I bet. Yes, you did. I bet it's the internet. Well, that blows. I guess the spirits don't want me to. Oh,
Oh,
are
there
you
we go.
back on?
There we go. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, we're underground, so the internet's a little spotty. But this is the original 1825 basement. And when I came down here a week ago, I think I told you we're trying to get together a Victorian ball here.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought this woman down. I was like, yeah, this is a wow! This window in front of me, I don't know if you can see it, but it's so
Nope,
old it actually fell in and smashed.
we lost camera again.
Oh, all right. I'm getting out of the basement then. I guess the spirits are trying to thwart me. We'll get out of here.
See this, folks. This was the don't adjust your screens or what you're doing. Oh, they're back. This is what we were
Oh,
trying
here
to
we
do.
go.
This is what we were trying to deal with earlier. um,
Yes. Sorry.
so let's see. Scott says that popped into my mind. So probably about joining up. Yeah, that's for another show, Scott. I'll explain it, the cupcake things. Yeah, cupcake ideas later. Vicky, you're not wrong. She says, but look out if he has ideas. Not wrong. Not wrong. Most of Matt's ideas are good. Typically because I bounce them off you, Scott, or the Wicked Queen first.
So here's lovely Tully. If it's back on, right?
Yep.
Okay, there's the neighbor cat. We're just trying to lock up the basement. Okay, back in we go. Coat room. So I'm going to take you up to, it's called the coat room only because, so can you see the door with the wreath?
Yep.
Okay, so this is actually the back of the original house.
Oh, okay.
So this was where you would enter, and over here in the corner is the back door to the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's
So
really
we're going to go up to the coat, it's called the coat room because when the Masons had meetings there and stuff, I guess they would literally throw their coats in there. And you can probably see the stained glass.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah. Nope, wrong one. It's over here. So we're going to head on up, but yes. The belief is that this coat room was actually Henry and Mary's bedroom
Okay.
when they lived here. So this is where we get tons and tons of activity. This is my flashlight room.
Yeah, I just love all the historical memorabilia that's just around, all the artifacts.
I like all the detail up on this fireplace here. I don't know if you can see it.
And all the pictures are Masons, I believe, right?
Yes.
Or-
Nope, nope.
or
I,
Old presidents that were Masons.
I'd have to use my phone. Yeah, so, you've got, although you're supposed to keep secret who Masons are, but George Washington, there's good old George, he was a Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so you're not supposed to show stuff.
Masons reading room.
Jackie's trying to get me thrown in Mason jail.
Let's not do that.
No, please don't. So you can see just, I mean, I'm sure this wallpaper probably is not original, but you can just imagine what this home looked like when it was new.
Oh yeah.
And just look at all the woodwork up there. And Matt, I've got a, huh? I know. I've got a video that I've got to figure out how to send it to you. Have you, I'm sure you've seen the movie It, right?
Of course.
So there was some sort of a um, high school banquet or something. And I'm just going to fix that. They had balloons here, and there was a single helium balloon that was on the ceiling. And we pulled this off of video, our security cameras. And the balloon, I kid you not, I've got to figure out how to send this. It's so long that it doesn't let me really send it. But the
Okay.
balloon was on the ceiling, and there's these big beams that come across that stick down, like the one behind me. And the balloon literally went over, down, under that big beam, back up, over to this one area, back over, down. It came in front of a cabinet, stopped, went back the other way, and wedged itself in between a cabinet and some chairs.
There.
Freakiest thing I've here.
I'm on my way. I'll be right there, guys.
I can't even describe, and it's not, if somebody, there was nobody here, first of all, but if somebody had opened the door, the balloon would like get sucked in one direction.
Yep.
But to watch it get to this wood trim and go down to avoid the trim and then go over and then come back up and then go over here and then come down and go over here and stop and come over here and then go in. It's just amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
That is interesting. See, folks, if you're wondering about joining GGH and you don't have the equipment, get balloons.
I know.
You can use the smallest things. Like I talked about my ghost chimes. Feathers, a bell, and some string. That's it. That's all. That's the ghost chime. It works. Simple little things.
Voice recorder on your phone. Put
Yeah.
it on airplane mode. Use the voice recorder on your phone. We all have phones.
If you become good friends with Matt, he'll even give you a pair of feathers and bells made by his wife, the Wicked
That's
Queen.
only for us.
I actually made some too for the Newsom family. I took them to Kentucky with me for last year's GGH. They've used them. They said it works. And I mean, I've used them here. But that's awesome. Well, guys, I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the first for the 2026 GGH Live to come on. Thank you guys for joining. Before we go, one more time, let everybody know where to find you, who you are, and where you're at.
We are Lost Souls Paranormal Investigations. You have to get all 4 words in there because there's a million Lost Souls Paranormal. On Facebook, it's a picture of a Grim Reaper with like a teal background. On TikTok, it is lost.souls441. We are, thank you, Jackie. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, although we have not done much with Instagram because, I don't have a lot of time in my life. I have to work a job. But pretty much anywhere you can find us.
Fair enough. And
Watch us here on GGH.
Yes.
I was waiting. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. And the location where you guys at, remind everybody at home.
So this is called the Haunted Tully Lodge Experience in Tully, New York.
And guys, let me tell you, it will not let you down. It is a beautiful location. It is a lot of fun. And you're talking about the bells earlier, Jackie. I don't know if Brian remembers this, but I sure do. When you guys were live, and I have 2 monitors. I have my main monitor and I have a secondary. I had the investigation rolling on one side and I was doing some work on the other. And I just kept hearing this ding, ding, thing. I'm going, what the is going on? And I just had this look, and I'm looking at Brian going, is that what? Like I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, and I turned it off and they kept dinging it anyway.
Absolutely. And where can they find the Haunted Tully Lodge? Website, Facebook?
I think so we do have a Facebook. I think it's hauntedtullylodgeexperience.com is the website. But if you just Google Haunted Tully Lodge, Tully, New York, you'll be able to find it.
Fair enough.
And if you book an investigation, you get to investigate with us.
That's a treat on its
We
own.
are your hosts.
That is a treat on
And
its own.
there's great parking too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And free snacks.
Free.
Free snacks, yes.
Say that. Now you got it. Now you got my attention.
No cupcakes though.
Oh, I'll bring
Make
Fedora.
cupcakes for you.
I'll bring Fedora. I'll tell you guys backstage about the whole cupcake thing. We'd be here for an hour if I got into it, because Scott and I would get into it, and it's a whole thing. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. Lost Souls, I am so excited to see you guys again, and I'm excited to see what the Haunted Tully Lodge has in store for GGH this year. So again, thank you guys, and really happy to have you back. Everyone, thank you for joining us tonight here at GGH Live. And again, if you are thinking about joining, do it. Just do it. It's worth the while. It's a lot of fun. Go to globalghosthunt.com. Registration is open. We're only open till August. Sorry, not sorry. We have a lot to do. There's a lot of things going on, and spots are limited. So go to globalghosthunt.com. Sign up today. It is free. That's it. It's free. Sign up. Locations, same thing. Sign up, guys. If you have any questions, you can contact us at the Global Ghost Hunt. Just go to globalghosthunt.com, go to contact us, and someone in the admin staff will be a part. We'll reach out. We'll talk to you. And that's free, too. So, yeah. No transfers, no technical support, just us. So, but, all right, guys. We will catch you next time on GGH Live. I will have a special guest. We'll see you in about 2 weeks. But I'll announce that later. So we'll catch everybody for the next time, and I guess there's only one more thing left for me to say. Yeah, I'm not going to say what I usually say, guys. So, Brian, sorry, not sorry. So, guys, join up with Global Ghost Hunt today, globalghosthunt.com, and ask yourself just one question.